Welcome to Blue News, where we try to make the cops look good. It's the only pro-police internet thing on the entire net. So, Florida trooper who risked life to save. So, welcome to our channel. Subscribe because we need your subscribers. I know they kick you off, but that's what YouTube does. Heck, look what Coinbase did to the police departments. You can't get your retirement out of there. You think you're going to collect the retirement? It's in Coinbase. Anyway, Florida trooper who risked her life to save others from a drunk driver to receive Black and Blue Award. Basically, she was driving down the road and she saw a drunk driver headed right towards a bunch of runners at the finish line. Planning to kill off 10 or 15 of these runners at a high rate of speed. So she had her lights on, she got between the truck and the drivers, and the guy sped up. She slammed into the side of the car and protected all of those runners. The guy was an egotistical murdering maniac. Nothing more was said about him. So the Black and Blue Award will be given away to Highway Trooper Tony Shuck, who risked her life to stop a drunk driver from crashing in to a local race path. The trooper joined Fox and Friends, had a nice discussion. My job was to protect the people, so I was going to do whatever it takes to get her to stop. Florida trooper was working a 10K race when she was alerted of a drunk driver who crashed through the barricades and into the path of the runners. There she is. She had about a minute to decide. Oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Ram the car and get him over into the ditch. Ultimately choosing to drive toward the truck driver, assuming the person would not stop. The drunk driver didn't stop, just kept going, and she rammed into him. Destroyed the police car. Hey, I'll contribute to rebuild that after what she did. It was hard hit, and I wasn't expecting it. She thought the guy was going to pull over. No, he's headed right for those runners to kill him. Chuck explained that she can be seen in the dash camera video driving with one hand, truly thinking that the other driver, hey, he's going to stop, I'm going to ram him, he's going to stop, and say, oh my God, I'm sorry. He put the pedal to the metal to kill those people. Chuck made it out with injuries, but is recovered and is back to work. If I can inspire one young woman, then hey, I've done my job. The award ceremony will include appearances of Fox talent and 5,000 Fox fans. Hey, I think it's great. If we could play it, we would play it. I don't know what that's all about. Don't care. We're here to honor this gal. And then I have a question for you. Very, very tough question. Magnetic fisherman ticketed after uncovering 86 rockets and other ordnance. When I was in the Army, we didn't want to have to clean our guns, so we were out on maneuvers. We'd throw the ammo. I didn't do it. The people over me would throw the ammo in a river, a creek, a lake. They just throw it in there and say, we burned up the ammo. Come in at 7 o'clock at night. We don't have to spend 3 hours cleaning our rifle and be there the next day at 5 a.m. So we'd come in at 7 o'clock, spend a half hour cleaning the weapons, put them back in the weapons room. Because if you're in the Army, they don't trust you to carry a gun after hours. They're a bunch of pigs in a blanket. So here they are, bullets, rockets, they're magnetic fishing. So the police come by. Now what would you do if a cop and they're digging up all this ammo from in the river? What do? Well, they dug up mortar shells and other rusty military equipment. They clearly delighted with their haul, which they laid out on the bridge spanning the river. So the military base is on one side of the river, you're on the other side of the river. At one point, they pull up a bag with Delta Airlines logo and contains 86 projectiles through the M76 practice rockets. A Fort Stewart military policeman shows up and checks their catch because they call him, hey, look what we found under the bridge. And he's stunned with her haul. What's a wildlife officer doing here? Why are we spending money on wildlife officers to go look at ammo they pulled up from a bridge? He arrives on the scene and informs the magnetic fishermen that because they're on a military property which is a lie because that side of the bridge is military, this side is not military. But because they're going to give him a ticket. And they find him. They didn't have the proper permits to go fishing for missiles. You don't have a missile fishing permit. What? What are you talking about? You're a fish and game guy. Get the hell out of my face. I dialed 911. Get out of here. No, I'm fish and game. You have to listen to me. I'm fish and game. Well, he couldn't do anything because there was a cop there. It was just me and the fish and game officer had to push him over the bridge. So they found all those explosives. Somebody dumped them over the bridge so they don't have to fire them. This is probably the craziest thing we've ever found. Natcheway says in a video, this is so stupid. These people are so lying. Fort Stewart military policeman shows up and checks their catch, and he's just as stunned with their haul. A wildlife officer then arrives on the scene and informs the magnetic fishermen because they're on a military property. He lied. Without the proper permits, he lied. They will be fine. He also said they're lucky they're not going to jail for magnetic fishing at a secured military installation, an activity which is expressly prohibited on the base, which tells me that that fish and game officer is nothing but a satanic priest, because they're fishing on the civilian side of the bridge. This guy's a moron. Magnetic fishermen were cited for recreating without a permit. Fishing with a magnet? You know what? The fish and game needs to go away. The Department of Fish and Game writes in their latest hunting manual that a blind person can shoot from a moving car at deer. Or while a blind person is driving, the passenger can shoot deer out the window of the car while a blind person is driving. Excuse me? These fish and game officers are out of their frickin' mind. So anyway, I just want to let you know where all that ammo goes. You pay your taxpayer dollars. Yep, that's the 50. The same rounds we threw away, but not at Fort Stewart. I didn't throw them away. I wanted to burn them up. I'll clean the weapon till 10 o'clock at night. I don't care. We got to be there at 5 in the next morning so we can do 6 physical training. So we work them till 10 o'clock at night. You know, they should train them nicely, not miserably. Really, really, really bad, stinking, rotten pieces of garbage officers now. Because they're all satanic priests, captain and above. There's the police inspecting it. They're like, wow, cool. Then the fish and game officer comes. What a jerko. If I was the police, I'd arrested the fish and game officer, thrown him over the bridge. Anyway, what would you do if a guy calls you and says, look, we found a bunch of ammo on the bridge? I'd say, shut up and go. Get out of here. Just go. I wouldn't tell anybody. I might even throw it back in the river. It's archaeological. Put it back in the river. Don't tell anybody. You won't get ticketed. So there's the Army going through it. Like they don't know where it came from. What a bunch of dummies. Anyway, God bless. Thank you very much. I'd probably tell them to throw it back in the river, shut up, and go home. God bless. Thank you very much. It came from a unit that didn't want to fire him because some jerk of a colonel would make him stay up all night cleaning the weapons. And that's no fun. Taking an M50 apart at 8 o'clock when you get done coming in, you eat those stinky little meals ready to eat, the meals rejected by the enemy, eat them little bag foods and come in tired because the food sucks. Because we used to have C rations, which were really good, and now we got MREs, which really suck. And so you come in all dog tired because there's all kinds of fats and GMO in those foods that tire you out fast and make you fat. So there it is, their haul for one day. They were stunned. They should have just kept their mouth shut and not called the police. If you pick ammo up out of a river, do not put it on YouTube. Do not call the police. It ain't gonna go well. Do not tell the police you pulled ammo up out of a river. It is not gonna go well at all. God bless. Thank you. So what would you do? Would you be like me and say, shut up, throw it overboard, or put it in your car and get out of here? I don't want to see it. Or would you stand there and wait for the fish and game to come and make jerks and a-holes of themselves? Arses. No, I'd say pack it up, boys. Get out of here. What you find, you keep. Get out of here. That's what I would have said. Not, you're on a military base. You're glad I don't arrest you. I'm a macho man. I'm stupid. No, how does that promote public relations? It doesn't. They're just out there fishing with a frickin' magnet. On the civilian side of the bridge, I might add. Anyway, what would you do as a cop? God bless. Thank you very much. We appreciate each and every one of you. And what would you do if you were in her shoes? Of course you'd ram the car headed straight for the runners. Of course you would. I hope she gets a pay raise out of this. God bless. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow.